I want to ask you something, and I need you to be really honest with yourself when you answer it. If you took every man you've ever seriously dated, every situationship, every almost relationship, every man you've given real time and real energy to, and lined them up side by side, how similar would they actually be? Not in how they look, not in what they do for a living, but in how they made you feel, in the patterns they repeated, in the ways things eventually fell apart. If your honest answer is uncomfortably similar, then this video is for you. Because today, I'm going to show you how to go from being stuck in the same exhausting pattern to finally dating the right man with clarity, confidence, and without losing yourself in the process. And joining my community, Date Like a Duchess, is where we go deeper on these type of topics so you can envision, embrace, and experience the real transformation in your dating and relationship experiences. Hey there, I'm Avarel, a certified dating and relationship coach, best-selling co-author of Everyday Woman's Guide to Living Your Best Life, CEO and founder of Seeking Synergy. Now, before we get into the 5 steps, I want to say one thing clearly. You're not stuck in this pattern because something is wrong with you. You are stuck because nobody ever gave you a real roadmap for how to do this differently. Nobody taught you how to date with intention, evaluate character before your heart is fully in, or how to recognize the pattern before it repeats itself one more time. Today that changes. 5 steps. Let's go. Step number 1, understand the pattern before you try to break it. So before you can break the pattern, you have to understand it, really understand it, not just name it. Most women know they have a type. They can say it out loud. I always end up with emotionally unavailable men. I always attract men who are inconsistent. They know the pattern exists. What most women have never done is gone deep enough to understand why it keeps happening. Because naming it and understanding it are 2 completely different things. Here's what is almost always happening underneath the surface. Your nervous system has been trained, usually from very early experiences, to recognize a specific emotional dynamic as familiar. And familiar feels like safety, even when it's not actually safe, even when it has hurt you before. So you meet a man who triggers that familiar dynamic, the chemistry feels electric, and your nervous system says yes before your discernment has a single conversation with his character. 6 months in, you're sitting in the same place asking how you got here again. Here's the practical shift. Write down the 3 most significant men you've dated. For each one, write down not what went wrong, but how they made you feel. The emotional experience, what you were hoping for, what kept you there. When you look at those 3 descriptions side by side, you're going to see the emotional pattern. And seeing it clearly is the first step to breaking it. Step number 2, get clear on what you actually need, not just what you want. Most women have a list, and the list matters, but it almost never goes deep enough to protect you from the pattern. Because a list describes what a man looks like on paper. It does not describe how he needs to make you feel on a random Tuesday when nothing special is happening. Here's the distinction that changes everything. There is what draws you in, and there's what sustains you. And the 2 things are not always found in the same man. What draws you in is in the surface, how he looks, how he carries himself, the ambition he projects. What sustains you is the emotional experience of being in a relationship with him every single day. Do you feel secure? Do you feel like a priority? Do you feel free to be your fully authentic self? Make 2 lists. The first one is what attracts you. The second, what sustains you. What do you need to feel genuinely loved? Then do the honest audit in the relationships that hurt you most. Were you getting the first list while the second list went completely unaddressed? That gap is where the pattern lives, and closing it with clarity is what finally breaks it. Step number 3, evaluate character before chemistry takes over. This is a step that most dating advice skips. Most advice focuses on how to attract the man, not on how to evaluate whether you are attracted to him and he's right for you. That missing piece is where the pattern lives. Chemistry is real. That spark, that pull, it matters. But chemistry is not compatibility. Character is not revealed in a first impression, it's revealed in consistency. Week after week, not just when he's trying to impress you. It is revealed in how he handles things when things are not going his way, and whether his actions match his words over time. So here's my 3 date evaluation framework. Date 1, the respect audit. Did he plan something intentional or just suggested hanging out? Did he show up as he promised? Did he ask about you or talk about himself, his ex, or his problems all night? Small signs of disrespect on date 1 are not smalls, they're previews. Date number 2, the consistency check. Did he stay in consistent contact or disappear and reappear? Do you feel at ease or anxious and overanalyzing? If you're more confused after date 2 than date 1, that is your answer. And then date 3, the values alignment test. Does his vision align with yours? Can he discuss his past without blaming everyone else? Is his investment matching yours? You've got to recognize whether the foundation is worth building on, because the chooser, she enjoys the chemistry and she watches the character simultaneously. That is the posture that breaks the pattern. Then there's step number 4. Stop waiting for clarity and start creating it. The pattern does not only live in who you are attracted to, it also lives in what you do and do not do once you're in something. And the most common thing women do that keeps them stuck is wait. They hope clarity will eventually arrive on its own, that he will define things without being asked, that patience will be rewarded with commitment. But clarity does not arrive. It is created. And the woman who creates it knows what she needs, observes whether she's getting it, and makes a decision based on evidence, not based on how much time she has already invested. Real interest does not require a translator. When a man genuinely wants you, you feel it in the consistency of his behavior over time, not just in his words, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, steady ways he shows up without you having to wonder if today is the day he finally decides you're worth committing to. You don't stay waiting months and months. That is your answer. Decide in advance what you need to see and by when, not as an ultimatum to deliver to him, but as a standard you hold privately for yourself. Because when the evidence tells you something, receive it and move before the costs get any higher. Step number 5, show up as a chooser, not the chosen. This is the one that ties everything together. So stop showing up in dating as the woman waiting to be chosen and start showing up as a woman who's doing the choosing. Think back to your last date. What were you thinking after you left? For most women, the honest answer is how they came across, whether they seemed too eager, whether he was still interested. And while all of that mental energy was going towards managing his perception, she lost track of the one evaluation that actually mattered. Do I even like him? The chooser walks in differently. She walks in curious about who this man actually is. What is his values? Whether he's someone she wants to spend more time with. She's warm and she's watching, present and perceptive. And she does not shrink. She does not make herself more agreeable or more flexible than she actually is just to keep him interested. Because she knows a relationship that's built on performance has to be maintained forever. A relationship built on truth, it just has to be lived. This is the shift from the woman who waits to the woman who decides, from the woman who performs to the woman who simply, fully, unapologetically is. And that shift breaks the pattern for good. Now, knowing these 5 steps is a real starting point, but knowing is not the same as doing consistently, especially when the chemistry is good and the old familiar feeling starts to feel like a sign. That is where community comes in, and that is exactly why I created Date Like a Duchess. It is not just a place to learn about dating differently. It is a place to actually practice it in real time with real support, with real women who are in it with you. Inside, you will find monthly live coaching and Q&As with me, where we work through exactly what you're facing in your dating life right now. Daily 10-minute challenges that help you practice these shifts so they become second nature. Frameworks and resources you can use immediately, and a community of women who are done waiting to be chosen and are learning every single day to date as the chooser they've always been. because the support you need to finally break this pattern should never be out of reach. The pattern you've been in is not your destiny. It is simply the result of showing up without the tools, the clarity, and the community to do it differently. And now you have the roadmap. So if this video spoke to you today, if any part of it felt like something you needed to hear, join us inside Date Like a Duchess. And if you know a woman in your life who is stuck in the same pattern right now, share this video with her because she deserves to hear this too. The link to join Date Like a Duchess is right below this video. I would love to see you in there.